Greetings, Batprince here, and today Miss Bat and I are going to be playing Gahkthun of the Golden Lightning.
Indeed.
Start it.
Oh gosh.
We don't need to know that. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get! I've played enough visual novels. Who's reading?
I first met him not long after entering the academy.
Good. Academia.
The Marcel Offshore Academia. Macadamia. A self-governing city school independent of the French regime.
Nuts.
A city founded on cutting-edge engine science. An academy designed to produce the greatest erudited scholars in the world.
Scholars.
It stood above the sea, fouled by engine influent. It sat below a sky clouded by engine smoke, and yet the enormous school still shone like a jewel.
Did it?
Yep. I was one of his 100,000 students, a perfectly ordinary one. No erudite scholar in the making, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Haven't I told you this story before?
Not at all.
Oh.
Please tell me.
Yes, that's right. An ordinary student.
Okay.
I became one anyway, thanks to him.
Who's him? Huh?
Even without an art, even without perfect grades, I couldn't remain a student of the academia.
Why not?
I'm still grateful to him for that. Even now, absolutely.
Tell me who he is.
I've never once regretted any of it. Becoming his assistant, staying at his side.
Ooh.
30 silver coins.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, yes, that's right. He brought me for all of 30 coins.
Oh, he
Jesus.
bought you.
My first transfer student in the history of macadamia.
Nuts.
The president of the Speculative Detective Club, Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla?
Nikola Tesla.
I thought he only loved pigeons.
Maybe I am a pigeon for 30 coins.
Okay, you're a pigeon. Gotcha.
Yeah. A sound. Can you hear it? The sound ringing out of the ends of the sky. See? Can you hear it? The sound groaning the depths of the earth. A resounding. A sound not unlike the first night ever played. Ecstasy resounding. A sound that portends the end of time. Judgment resounding.
Uh-huh. In
other words, that was...
What? What was it? What is that?
Clowns. A sound.
Oh, it's a sound.
A resounding. A groaning. The pealing of a bell. A grotesque bell ringing out. A twisted bell groaning carelessly.
Ceaselessly.
Ceaselessly. It was a bottomless bell.
Oh.
A bell that brought forth a sound not of this world. A bell long unseen by eye. By any ear. A bell suspended in a twisted purple sky. Who could behold such a thing?
What is it?
That looks like a lady, not a bell. 100,000 students, secure in their ignorance, exclusively in all the city of words.
Back in the 1800s in southern of America, they used to call higher ladies bells. That were southern bells. It could still be a bell and a lady at the same time.
Like it. The heartless devils of certain secret societies stealing all the creation, carefully advancing some malevolent scheme. Now we're here. Now we're in this place. None were here. Only the bell alone, a grotesque ball, right, yes, and yet. There was a gaze upon it. There was a soul it couldn't sway. In this place, in this moment, one man alone gazed at the bell. I wish it is it, muttered words, an arrogant, haunting voice. A man in white clothes, resident in a military uniform, had spoken. This was a man who held mastery over rolling thunder, surging lightning, a warrior once known as the White Man.
Is it Raiden? It's Raiden, isn't it?
The White Man!
Okay.
This was a man linked to lightning and to steel.
Yeah, Raiden.
The White Man! He was an arrogant man. He was a haunting man. But above all else, he was an incomparably eccentric man. The sort of man who might, for example, resolve to save millions. No, 100 times more. Even if it meant standing against all creation. The sort of man who might, perhaps, have already fixed himself on such an impossible path. In other words, an eccentric without peer. So your bell, I take it. There was no answer. The bell simply rang.
Ding.
A bell that, for a price, grants a single wish. That was you.
Oh, I'm going to do the guy?
There was no answer. The bell simply groaned.
Alright, preposterous. I'll do the guy.
The man spit out the words, cruelty, sharply, as if to endorse the bell from the earth by a sheer force of his contempt. In the voice overflowing with arrogance, he spit out these words, gaze harsh as a flash of lightning.
The foulest of frauds, the apex of audacity. You're nothing but a machine wrought in steel. A grotesque ordinaire, illuminating the calculations generated by the process within a biological brain. That is all you truly are. Tell me, insolent bell. Tell me your pale imitation of de Margatry's clock. Do you fashion yourself the flute at the end of the world? Which are you?
There was no answer. The bell simply soughed its curse. The bell simply screamed its resentment. There were no words. Only the endless pealing of the gigantic abdominal bell.
It's abominable, like Abominable Snowman.
Abominable.
It means it moves and it shouldn't. Right? I think so.
Reverberating again and again through the haze-choked late sky. It rang.
Hello?
It rang.
Yes, hello?
Hello.
Mushy mushy?
It resounded. Why does it keep saying that?
Oh, hoi.
What does resounded even mean?
Well, usually when something makes a sound, it sounded. But when it does it again,
it's just resounded.
It resounded.
Okay. Jesus Christ. It groaned, it screamed. And so, I don't like that word. When
what?
Some resounded. And some time has passed. The man nodded slightly to himself.
I see. You call this contract, do you? Or perhaps, yes, a covenant. At times you bestow false gifts. At times you take everything from the young people. And you would name yourself a pact, a sacred oath? In that case, he's Raiden.
Oh, the man's hand began to shine. His hands, covered in special sort of metal, began emitting a sound of their own. As if to tear apart the sound of the bell, as if to wipe out its pealing, as if to shatter the darkened sky, to crush the grotesque bell, a pulsified sneering out laughing its fate.
Pulverize.
His hands shone from a single purpose, to eradicate, in this very moment, the sky the bell alike.
You are my enemy. And like myself, you are an enemy of the world. This world.
His arms. His machine arms shone bright, blinking fiercely as his machine arms roared to life. And in the same moment, bolts of consuming lightning danced around him.
Is no playground for the likes of you.
A flash of lightning ran across the sky.
He shot lightning from his hands with a miraculous invention. And trapped that evil demon bell back to its own dimension.
An exercise for the reader. Oh. I don't want to read. No, this is a fairy tale.
There's no fairy tale. It's real.
It's all real. Long, long ago. Oh, you can read this.
Long, long ago, in a certain place, there lived a young man, a man who loved the world and all the people in it. A great, erudite scholar spoke the words to him. Say, you were to attain power, what would you protect? I would protect the world, the man answered, for the sake of all that is noble, for the sake that is all radiant. He swore an oath to God. He swore an oath to the Thunderbird. And the Thunderbirds are Goy. That man became a warrior, a perilous bolt of lightning. He fought to protect the world. He fought for his people, assuming the form of a thunderstorm, almost as if he was no longer human, as if he had become lightning personified. He became a warrior just as he had wished. However, one problem remained, namely, What is the world precisely? What? It's the little ball of goo that we live on so we can
The
live.
thing we call the world is a system of balance of counterbalance and scale a tethering tower. Good things, bad things, times of abundance, times of hardship. Joy and misery, freedom and oppression, progress and stagnation, servitude, dominance. The exploiters of the exploited, the rulers of the ruled, the fortunate of the unfortunate.
How many opposites can we go through?
They all exist. It's never simply one or the other. I know that much.
Oh, good.
I don't know how it is, and I know. No matter where I am, no matter where my feet carry me.
I still call Australia home.
Yep.
Yep.
Used to sing that song all the goddamn
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, look. Skyships.
Woo!
I like skyships.
Enemy of the world!
Chapter 1.
Yeah, we're finally there.
We finally got to chapter
Arrived.
1. The end.
Yeah, that's it. Bow, bow. The road to school. It was a phrase that didn't quite come naturally to her yet. A road in question was very wide and neatly paved, a tree-lined avenue running alongside a sizable waterway. The air was only slightly polluted. Ugh.
Only slightly.
The main road was so wide that multiple gurneys could have driven down it side by side, but you hardly ever see a vehicle on it. By comparison, the equally spacious sidewalks are full of pedestrians. She couldn't deny it, still felt a little strange to her, in particular the way she could breathe in a whole lungfuls of the air without choking. Even in Europe, there was a few foresighted rural areas where the air remained clean. The place she was born and raised in, for example. But she was in the middle of the city, walking down a paved road in Monday morning, not far from a major waterway. Oh, characters. Neon, so strange, hardly feels like I'm in the city at all. This morning, like every other morning, the girl, Neon Scala, was walking the wide road to her school. It was a journey she still found rather curious. Everything here was so different from her Forstead homeland. The paved ground felt much harder than she was used to, and there were streetlights everywhere. Still, she was getting used to it. It wasn't like this was her first or second day here. Neon, I must be used to it now. Of course I am, right?
You don't have to say Neon, that's her name.
Yeah, well. Yeah, it's old hat by now.
Old hat.
The truth was, she wasn't used to it at all, both physically and mentally. She was having a hard time adjusting. Every time Neon woke up in the morning, the sight of her dormitory room ceiling came to her surprise. She was more than ready to move past that stage. It was a little strange, but I've got used to it. Yep.
She's really talking to herself, right?
Yeah. She had to learn how to adjust in the first place. There was no real reason for her to find this place so mysterious.
None at all.
Especially since she was majoring in engine physics, a field which little tolerance for mystery of any kind.
Yeah.
It was all understandably enough on a rational level. This city was powered by a new model of steam engine, equipped with erudite scholar-class emission reduction mechanisms.
Ooh.
This was an artificially...
It's a fake island.
I can't say that word.
Artificial.
Artificial, there you go. Standing just out of the French coast in the Bay of Marseille. It was also an engine city, a single enormous school.
It's a giant engine mechanical island floating.
A city founded on science, outfitted with the most advanced machinery. Rumors to surpass, in some respect, even the cutting-edge metropolis of London and Paris.
Paris.
It has made perfect sense that the pollution was so mild, and yet even so, she couldn't seem to get used to this city. Just walking along like this filled her with a sense of wonder and curiosity.
Yeah.
Still, it really is strange.
Oh.
I'm in a city, but the air's clean. The water's clear. Sure, the pollution's still a little heavy here compared to the forests of Austria anyway. but the air and water is still much cleaner than you'd find in a normal city. At first glance, I thought it was similar to Paris, but the Academia really is a city like no other. The place really is amazing, isn't it?
Who are you talking to, lady?
She was talking to herself.
Oh.
It wasn't a habit. It was a habit she's been trying to kick for years now.
I see. Okay. I'm sorry.
Nan let out a quick, embarrassing cough, trying to disguise her mumbling from the people walking nearby.
There are other people around.
Apparently. They were all headed in the same direction, moving toward the same destination. That wasn't natural enough, given they were all students.
Off to school.
Everyone on the road was a student. There wasn't a single person walking against the crowd. This was the Academia. After all, a city of students. A glance at her clothing would tell you as much. Everybody was wearing a similar outfit. It was a prescribed set of attire.
School uniform, come on.
What are you doing?
It's the school uniform.
The only people living here were 100,000 students
Oh,
and a
there's so
small
much
number
talking.
of technical staff. There don't seem to be many other students as impressed as I am. I guess it has been a while since the term began, and I guess the students usually find their footing by now. It still feels like a mystery to me, though.
We're never going to get to this school. Oh well. That's enough of this steam-powered
my
floating...
throat.
What?
My throat. So much talking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll see you tomorrow. Huh.